Can we draw a line between culture and traditional African religion?
Drawing a line between culture and traditional African religion will seem to be an impossibility. Religion is an inseparable aspect of culture. When the foreigners came, they made us understand that culture is a separate discipline, religion a separate one, education, all these things were separated. But culture is the totality of the human personality or animal or even the trees and what have you. They all have the culture. Within our culture, we have our languages, so we have our names. Whatever we do as human beings or whatever, all constitute part and parcel of our culture. So you can't separate religion from culture.
Now that makes it very tricky because there are certain religions which are not from our culture. So then what then happens to, let's say, Christianity, let's say the Baha'i faith, let's say, what then happens?
Christianity is an inseparable aspect of foreign culture. So to accept to be a Christian means you are de-Africanizing yourself. You are following a cultural practice which is alien to you. The other time the issue arose in the program when they were asking whether men of God should enter into politics. Now our culture teaches us that we are often governed by our chiefs and our kings. And they cannot separate themselves from the black stool and whatever goes into that aspect of our administration. So when you say that you are going to involve men of God, those are the Christians, in politics, the politics we're talking about is the white man's politics, and that is his culture. That's why today we can have India as the largest democracy in the world. Then you ask yourself, what becomes of America, Greece, and all these ones? Are they not democracies? They are supposed to be democracies. But what they've done is to export what they think is good for the Indians. What they think is good for us, though they tell us that we must be democratic. But our chiefs are democratic. The chiefs don't come out from the moon or the outer skies. They are part of us. And we have a system whereby a chief rises to that position. When he goes off, there is a system which we follow in replacing him. You cannot be a chief and say that you are not going to abide by the dictates of the black stool or the religious practices associated with our system of governance. All right?
Yeah.
So what we are doing today, what we have in this country today, is borrowing other people's culture and superimposing it on ours.
You see, one then argues is that our culture has become very static and that, times have moved on so much. Should we...
Which aspect of the culture is static?
Well, I mean, our language, for instance, is not growing. As new things are coming, we don't have new words for, new inventions. Therefore, you have to supplement it with either a French one or an English one.
Now let me ask you, what is the origin of the word canopy?
I don't know.
Canopy is not an English word.
I see.
Now I tell you that the father of Imhotep was Canopy. They call him Canopy. Canopy in ancient Egypt only represented the jar which contains the decaying part of the human being. You know that during ancient Egyptian era, there was the mummification.
Yeah.
So you have to take all those parts of the body which will just destroy the preservation. So they put them into a jar. When the white people got there and they heard that the name of the jar is Canope, so they said, no, this is the canopic jar. the jar which contains the car of the human. When you look into the hieroglyphs, you will see that the car is represented by the two arms raised up in this form. That is car. That is the alter ego, the other self. Now they call that the spirit. The spirit of the person. When they take off your hair now, hair of a dead person, and you want to travel with that hair, you will be in trouble. Have you experienced that one?
No.
Okay. Just take the hair and the fingernails of a dead person and try to sit in a vehicle traveling with it. If you don't perform the necessary rituals, that vehicle will throw you off.
I see.
Because that is the spirit of the person. So you'll see that someone is dead. When you look at the fingernails, you see they are still growing. Mm-hmm. The hair is still growing, which means they are separate from that thing which had left that body. They grow on their own. And those are the things we must study. Now when we come back to the question, now let us look at the construction of the pyramids. Who constructed them? They were surely not the white people who brought us their concept of education.
No.
Herodotus will tell you that those who built the ancient Egyptian civilization were just like you and me.
The black Egyptians.
They were black people. Where have they gone to? They embarked upon the Exodus. If they went across the Red Sea, the land of Jordan, Israel, Saudi Arabia would have been the land of the Semites, complete blacks. But today is the land of the Semites. And Ali Mazrui said the Arabs cannot be defined by the texture of their skin. We, as blacks, we have something which is very unique. Now, there was a fear of the sun. You see, the sun has given us a shade. We have that thing in our body which is known as the melanin, which links us up to the ultraviolet rays of the sun, so we can't get skin cancer when we are, even when the sun's rays are 100 degrees, no, we don't have. So we have that song which says that, this is my island in the sun. Harry Belafonte. It is our island in the sun because we are children of the sun.